Isn't it time you got to know your technology leaders? You're listening to Off the Record with GTRA, and I'm your host, Kelly Oakham. So grab your coffee or cocktail and join us for our casual yet intimate and thought-provoking expose on our top council members, ambassadors, technology innovators, and thought leaders.
Today we have a very exciting guest, Michaela Iorga, the Senior Security Technical Lead for Cloud Computing at the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST. Welcome, Michaela. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good afternoon, Kelly.
Good. Well, thank you for joining us. I'd really like to start everything off with knowing a little bit more about your personal and unique story, a bit about who you are and your beginnings.
Well, it's a long story. How much time do we have? I was born in Romania, and I grew up in Romania. My first dream was to become an astronaut, and as years passed, I switched my dream to learning the mysteries of building aircraft. I always found airplanes fascinating, so I wanted to become an aerospace architect. Well, high school ended, and when it was time to move on and with, choosing the college and my career, my father had kind request to not go too far away from home. So I settled to becoming a naval architect. So I chose a university that was closer to home and still fulfilling a little bit of the mysteries that I wanted, from why airplanes are flying to why ships are floating. I graduated from there. By the time I ended up with and graduated and moved to my higher degree, graduate school, I made a big decision and I left Europe. I came to U.S. I switched completely from naval architecture to cybersecurity architecting systems, and today my focus is cloud architecture.
Wow, what an interesting start. I never knew that in all the years I've known you. Well, in your career journey, what do you think is the most memorable career milestone, and maybe some of the more inspiring challenges and how you got involved in this industry?
Well, my most memorable career milestone, I guess that the decision to relocate from Europe to United States and start another graduate school, another PhD program here, coming to the land of opportunities, unknown to me, with 2 luggage, a very young daughter, and me as a single parent. I think it was the most courageous and the traumatic at times, it felt like, point in my career. That made me change a lot of what I was doing before, change what I was planning to do with my life, and try to accommodate. Only someone that never did something like this can understand how difficult it is to actually be reborn in an attempt of expanding your horizon and do something new and reach out, trying to fulfill your dreams. It's interesting that when I landed here in the U.S., I thought that I can continue what I was doing there, but I learned very soon that I have to switch, that I have to change, I have to expand, I have to accommodate. So cybersecurity was a field that enticed me a lot, and I settled for that after several, detours in life. It's a growing field with the constant new challenges as the technology evolves, so it is never boring.
Well, with great risk comes great reward. So you have certainly had an impressive journey getting you where you are today. What do you think drives you and motivates you, and what really catapulted you into jumpstarting your passion for security?
Well, I like challenges, and security is challenging. Security is dynamic, and it's constantly morphing. It evolves with the technology trends. security is like us, like humans, is never perfect. So there is always a place for a better security. I always thought many, many times that security is like relativity. It depends on contextually variable factors. One aspect of security that is of concerning to me might not be of concerning to others. So it means different things to different people. Security is a mystery case that waits to be resolved, but whenever you reach to it, do you just find out that something else developed, that something else changed, and you have new challenges in front of you. So a new scenario appears. I think that we all live this on an everyday basis. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, from where you are today in your career, what would you say are, your more memorable accomplishments and some of your goals and current priorities, some of the challenges and lessons learned in being in a leadership role?
So I think that the most important job that I have is to be a good mother, to be supportive for my daughter and be there for her, and I hope that I did it well. On the everyday endeavors and as a second job as my professional one, I don't see a single achievement that is not important. I try to focus and dedicate all my time and effort to everything that I'm working on a daily basis. I go by the principle that small stones, gravels, a lot of it can help build a big dam. So I don't think that we can achieve one day something big or just one important aspect of the problems that we are trying to resolve. But if we dedicate our time to addressing small ones, we can overall build a bigger concept that our peers can accept it, that our peers can vet.
Well, you definitely provide a very well-rounded perspective on that. In your field and industry, what do you think are the biggest issues and challenges that you're currently facing? And, what are the solutions that your organization is doing to, solve these problems?
Well, I work for NIST. For people that I'm pretty sure that everybody knows what NIST means, is National Institute of Standards and Technologies, and our mission here is to promote U.S. innovation and industrial competitiveness by advancing measurement science, standards, technologies, and ways that enhance economic security and improve everyone's quality of life. So, being in agreement with this mission, we here at NIST, our cloud team, is focusing on developing standards that address security, privacy, and forensic science issues in a cloud ecosystem. Well, some of the major concerns and challenges that I faced on trying to lead this work is trying to find the right approach for government agencies to adopt cloud computing as an utility and take full advantage of this new technology.
Excellent. Well, your work with NIST has been very impressive to me, and I definitely look forward to seeing what comes next.
We do have, and I was many times I was thinking, what are best ways of addressing some of the issues, and what is necessary to do to convince government, and not necessarily to convince government agencies to adopt cloud computing, but to give them their necessary tools to adopt it and take full advantage. I was thinking often that we can do a parallel between what do we try to achieve, what our data is, and try to learn from past history. We used to, probably our grandparents, to not leverage financial systems so much. Probably many of them used to keep their savings under the mattress or hidden somewhere in the house. And as time evolved and as the financial systems and banks evolved and they became more secure, we all learn from that, but it took time, that our money is better and with a bank and with financial system, it's more secure. Well, this is the same with cloud. We are reluctant, as long as we don't know what that can provide a better service, we're reluctant to let our data go. We're very possessive, very protective, responsible with that. Once we learn, yes, the fear of the unknown, that's true. Building trust into a system, and cloud is still new. It's been out there for years, and everybody's talking cloud today. You get up in the morning, cloud is in the news. You turn around, you use one of the devices, you leverage cloud. But maybe we are not all aware of that, and maybe we are not all aware of the details, the security aspects of it, the privacy aspects of it, in the package that it comes with it. As we learn, how many of us, the new generation, is still keeping money under the mattress? Probably nobody. Mm-hmm. Everything evolved. So I'm confident that cloud technology can provide better, more advanced solutions. We just need to find our way forward. We just need to learn to adapt, and we need to learn to trust the experts that are implementing this kind of solutions. We need to learn to migrate to this new technology, and how to do that in a secure way.
Well, and this was the first to define the concept of cloud computing.
Absolutely, yeah. So NIST was the first actually entity that defined the cloud computing, was the first agency to come with a reference architecture to identify actors, as we refer to them in a cloud environment, who is the providers and who are their roles, who is the consumer or customer, what are consumers' roles, what's a broker, what's a carrier, what's an auditor, type of cloud services, models, deployment models. So all those came to NIST and were very well adopted by international community. We worked on defining a security reference architecture, and currently we are working on guidance to applying the risk management framework for cloud-based federal information systems, and also to provide guidance for implementing, assessing, and monitoring security and privacy controls. I also focus on forensic aspect in a cloud environment.
Mm-hmm. Well, and NIST works closely and collaborates with other government agencies supporting FedRAMP. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Right. So from the very beginning, NIST supported FedRAMP's effort on starting with selection of the baseline, with setting the program, the assessment program. Most recently, we supported FedRAMP on developing TIC overlay, as they refer to it, as Trusted Internet Connection Overlay, and on developing a high-impact baseline for cloud-based federal information systems for assessing providers, a high-impact level. We are very supportive and collaborate closely with DoD and DISA, and do everything that is in our power to support their effort. The FedRAMP Plus is leveraging FedRAMP, and as DoD's assessment program for providers that offer their services to DoD agencies.
Wonderful. Well, you've always contributed a great deal through collaboration with our organization as well, GTRA and Health Tech. So, what are some of the ideas that you have envisioned for your work with GTRA?
GTRA is doing a fantastic job, and I always enjoy the collaboration with GTRA, not because I'm talking to you, Kelly, but in all honesty, yes, it's a model that is catchy, and I think that we all enjoy it. So GTRA provides a fantastic educational forum, and it's a great platform for information exchange between government agencies and private sector. I was thinking that based on my past experience with GTRA, that focusing only on the present or on the near future might not be enough. That maybe GTRA can play a more active role on supporting development of new technologies, on looking at or structuring the innovations on steps between what's necessary to happen in the next 0 to 5 years or 5 years to 10 years, on emerging technologies. Where are we going to be 15 years from now? Are we ready? Do we have enough to pass on to the new generation and to continue working on what we start today? So looking a little bit further away into the future might be a good thing to support today's endeavors.
Excellent. I really love that idea and putting together maybe a visionary panel. So very good suggestion. And, what are some of the pressing topics that you think should be addressed, and, what can we do to help move the industry forward?
So on a very large scale, GTRA probably can play a leading educational role in addressing privacy and forensic issues. Those are things when it comes to cloud environments that I don't hear enough being discussed. Wherever you turn, security is on everyone's agenda. Privacy started getting more and more recognition aspects. I don't know yet if there is a clear understanding of the differences, overlaps, and particular aspects of privacy versus security. But while privacy is started getting momentum, I don't see enough happening on the forensic arena. And it's a lot. It's very important. And all those security breaches that recently happened probably provide a good starting point for the necessity of building more forensic tools in a cloud environment, approaches, policies. I used to think that it's not a big difference between digital forensic and cloud forensics years back before I started looking into cloud at the lower level and learning more about cloud. But is the transfer in control and management makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. We like to hear about incidents on day zero. And it's true, it's important. It's an important aspect. But how wrong would that be to report something on day zero before you complete any level of investigation? Mm-hmm. There is no way of knowing what's the implication of that security breach.
Cause and effect, and exactly.
Mm-hmm. So it takes time to run all this investigation to know exactly what happened. There are still lots of challenges, a lot of challenges in a cloud environment when it comes to forensic investigations, from technical one to regulatory ones, jurisdictional.
Sure. Well, thank you so much, Michaela, for sharing your insight today. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much, Kelly, for the opportunity.
For more information on GTRA and our upcoming council meeting, November 15th through 17th at the Homestead Resort, go to gtra.org. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you again for tuning in. Please join us for our next council meeting and upcoming podcasts. Go to gtra.org. Again, I'm your host, Kelly Yoakum, and I look forward to your topic ideas, feedback, and suggested podcast participants. So please feel free to reach out to me at kelly@gtra.org.